Our moment finally came. The Phyrexian version of a card was leaked before anyone could see the English version. This was a Phyrexian text whose English equivalent nobody knew. This was the opportunity we had been waiting for. It was finally our chance to decipher Phyrexian. And so, I went on a 4-hour live stream to try to decipher this card live. And we were right! We got it! We got it! We were right! Oh, it was incredible! And I'm so thankful for everyone who was there and everyone who helped us. This is the first time that Phyrexian text has been deciphered without anyone knowing the English equivalent. It was amazing! Thank you so much, everyone who was there. Now, I want you all to see the process we went through to decipher this card. But of course, a 4-hour live stream is just way too long to watch. And so I prepared this video with highlights of the live stream, with every major step we made along the way. Please enjoy. The quality is so bad, but we're gonna do what we can. So let me save the image so that we can open it in Photoshop. As soon as the stream started, it became clear that our biggest problem was the quality of the image. And in fact, this would remain our biggest obstacle throughout the whole process. Let me open here a new window. Here I have the Phyrexian dictionary. We're going to be using it. It's so exciting. We're going to be... Thankfully, we had the Phyrexian dictionary on our side. Without this, it would simply not have been possible to decipher this card this quickly. It would have taken us at least a day or two, and by then the English version would have been already known. And so, yeah, that's why I made 3 episodes dedicated to this thing. That's how useful it is. Okay, this is gonna be a challenge. Oh, my sweet summer child, you have no idea. But what I want to see if maybe they put some clues in the HTML of the website. That sounds interesting, right? That sounds like a fun thing that they could do. Put some clues in the HTML. Inspect element. Inspect element. Ooh! They put a clue in the HTML. Jin Gitaxias progress tyrant. That's so interesting. So progress tyrant of progress, right? The first step was to actually decipher the name of the card. And this was relatively easy because Wizards of the Coast left us a clue in the HTML of the website. Jin Gitaxias, Tyrant of Progress. And the reason we know this is a clue is because they don't normally do this. Inspect any other image in the website and they don't have names. This is the only one that has the name on it. Okay, so this is a conditional, because this is the pure conditional, even if we don't know the specifics. But then it is not talking about players. Could it be talking about creatures? Could it be talking about creatures? Let me see. Creature. No, it doesn't look like that's the case. Then, let's check the wording for sorcery. Maybe it cares about you using sorceries. Sorcery. No, not quite. Finding clues in the source code of websites is all well and good, but now came the time for the actual deciphering, and we would need everything we have learned so far. For example, like the knowledge that in Phyrexian the sentences start, well, first with a tense marker, but then comes either the subject of the sentence or the direct object. This means that it is relatively easy to know what a Phyrexian sentence is about by just reading the first few words. Let's move on to the next line. Okay, let's see the text we have now. It says, if this thing, and then shall... How was sorcery again? Let me check sorcery again. Yeah, because if it's not talking about creatures or players. It could be talking about source. Guys, it matches. It matches the sorcery. Let me show you. Let me show you in the dictionary. Let's see. It matches. It's talking about sorceries. Now we know. You saw it first. You saw it first here, guys. This card is talking about sorceries. Let me just find the page so that you can see how sorcery is written. So check this out. So sorcery it has this thing here, okay, a sha, followed by a p, and then followed by an l, and then followed by a ga, then followed by an u, in fact the vowel is the same, followed by an n, followed by an s. Now the difference is that the way we saw sorcery in Jagmot's Testament, it had this ka before it. I don't know why, but now that's something that we learned. This is something new we learned. Now we know that sorcery, in this example, this is some kind of prefix, and this is sorcery. And we know it from here. This is great. This is amazing. This is incredible. Okay, so it's talking about sorceries and something else. You saw this first. You saw it here first, guys. So it is a sorcery. Evangeline is cheering me on. Thank you so much, Evangeline. We figured out that it's talking about sorceries. And of course, the people in the chat were there for me. They were cheering me on. They were giving me advice. They were giving me good ideas. And without them, this would not have been possible, because without their moral support, I would have given up, or I would have wanted to continue another day without knowing we only had that one day. And of course, they gave me a couple of really good ideas and suggestions that helped us to push through several obstacles. And so, yeah, the help of the chat was essential in this case. Maybe here is talking about sorceries again? No, it doesn't make sense, because it just finished talking about sorceries. It's not gonna say sorcery again. But it does end with an N and an S. Oh, maybe it's talking about instants. Maybe this is how you say instant in Phyrexian? Yeah, this is the famous gums that we've seen before. Okay, if you don't know gums, what happens is that we have seen two words that end in gums, sorcery and flash. And that's very interesting, because flash basically means instant speed, right? But then we have gums in sorcery. So what does that mean? That means that somehow instant and sorcery probably are written, have gums at the end. I don't know what gums means, but I think it's related to instants and sorceries. And check this out. If you've studied your Phyrexian, you know this is gums. And so if the first one was sorceries, this has to be instant. All of this was enough for us to remember the teaser from Maro's blog. We are looking for something that mentions, now that we know that there are sorceries and instants mentioned in this card. Let's see. Two different pairings of creature type. We need the rules of text. Next, here are some rules text that will be showing up in cards. You might cast target enchantment. From your grade. Where X is the number of times. Whenever you cast an artifact, instant or sorcery. Is this one. This is it, guys. Okay, so this Jin Gitaxias says that whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, copy that spell. If that's true, then this is whenever artifact, sorcery, instant, and then this would be cast. But at this point we got stuck. And we got stuck for a while, because the image became blurrier from top to bottom, and at this point it became blurrier than repressed childhood memories. and so it was impossible to identify enough symbols to know what we were looking at. And then, oh, come on, this is so difficult to read. What's going on here? It barely looks like there's anything here. Because I'm honestly intimidated by how little I can see some of these symbols. I'm like thinking, how am I gonna make sense of this? Like, I think I passed the easy part of this, where I could actually see the things. Thankfully, the best nerds in the world were in the chat that day, and they came to the rescue. Flat Rising says, hey, I have a slightly corrected version if you want it. I do want it. I'm gonna tell you what, Flat Rising, send it to me through Reddit. Okay, so DM me an Imgur link. Meanwhile, while you guys figure that out, I'm gonna keep trying to figure this out, and I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. I'm gonna check back on it in a couple of minutes to see if we have a link. Okay, so we have a link now to a better version of this image. Let me check it out. It is in the Twitch chat. Okay, here. Let's see it. Okay, it's weird because technically, I know this style, how they call it, like deep fried, but it could actually help us. Let's see, save image, but I'm gonna save it as deep fried Jin Gitaxias. So that's how they do the deep fried memes. I've always wondered. Thank you so much, by the way. I forgot to say thank you, didn't I? Where are my manners? Thank everyone so much for this. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to be mean, but I'm not sure how much this helps. It turned out that the image wasn't really what I needed. What I needed was the idea to modify the image to make it easier to read for me. Contrast. I need to make what is darker, color overlay, and I need to make what is clearer. But like, I'm taking the idea from the Jin Gitaxias deep fried to try to sort of modify the image, but not too much. It's like we try to land on that sweet spot with it is modified enough for us to see this better, but not so much that we lose track of what we're trying to find. Like, I'm just going through every tool in Photoshop without really knowing what it does. Ooh, yeah, please. This level thing did wonder for us. And the brightness thing did also did wonders. Hue saturation, add an adjustment, black and white. Could be useful. It was extremely useful. After these changes, we were not stuck anymore. I feel like I've seen this sequence of symbols somewhere else. Okay, let me check the dictionary. And I'm gonna check for that. And okay, I remember something. We have the word for that land. Because, okay, so how do I explain it? We have seen different examples of this and that in Phyrexian, like the words this and that. And it seems that it's like an adjective that modifies, no, or like, it's not an adjective, like, how do I explain it? It is stuck to the rest of the word. I knew it! I knew it, 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 I knew it! That spell. Here it says that spell. I'm gonna explain. Don't worry. It says that spell. I don't know. I'm so happy. We have been working at this for a while. This here says that spell, and I have proof. I have proof. Okay, let me find the page in the dictionary because I have the physical dictionary with me and I need to find. Okay, this is the N. Let me go up. I knew it looked familiar. I knew we have seen it somewhere else. I knew it. Okay, like check this out. Check this out. You're gonna lose your goddamn minds. Here. You're gonna lose your goddamn minds. This is incredible. Okay, remember, I don't know if you guys remember that I said at some point that this thing here, that this looked familiar. And I was like, this looked familiar. And then I tried to look for it in the dictionary, but I couldn't find it. I found it. Check this out. This comes from Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger, when it mentions that land doesn't untap. And it's interesting because as you can see, we have seen several examples of land before. And so here is land. But then I was like, what is this? This thing that is pronounced as getch. This getch must mean that one. Because if this is correct, it's copy that spell. So it's getch, and then however you say spell in Phyrexian. And so we found it. And it's interesting because then this must be copy. This is way too long to just be copy. How long have we been at this? I've been doing this for 2 hours. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put a limit here of 3 hours. So yeah, because at some point I have to eat and do other things. I wanted to decipher the whole thing on one sitting, but apparently that's not gonna be possible, I think. Lies, filthy lies from the Hobbit says. We also know how to say target. Target is this. Okay, so we are looking for something that sounds like Shaiksut. Okay. We also know how to say new. New is Shoprap. That one I know from memory. Okay, so there are a couple of words that we have good reason to expect to be here. So let's try to find it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we are looking for Shoprap. We are looking for Shaiksut. We are looking for Te. We're looking for new, target, and may. Those are 3 words that we can identify, that we know, that we have good reason to believe should be here. Actually, this might be Shoprap. Okay, let me show you Shoprap. It's from All Will Be One. All Will Be One Scene 7, when they said, we will reveal the face of Phyrexia. And okay, there are other instances of Shoprap, but here it is. Shoprap. And then it is the new perfect world. It's new perfect world. So this is new Phyrexia. It's like knowing what you are looking for makes it so much easier to find it. And that quote sounds so deep, and it isn't. But, well, I don't know, maybe there's some truth to that. But like, look, shop, and then this is the R. So this must be new target, Shoprap target. Okay, so now, okay. I know it took me like 2 hours to start getting good at this. But apparently the strategy that works is, well, for one, don't give up. And second, try to look what things you might know, you might already know. So target, well, it doesn't quite match, does it? No, actually, I think it does. Yeah, I think this is new target. Oh, this is new target. We found another word. This is new target. Next, we found the words for new and target, or how they say in Phyrexian, Shoprap Shaiksut. New targets, and then it should be like choose. You may choose. Let's see. Do we have the word choose? Have we seen it before? You'd think I know by this point if we'd seen it or not, but I don't remember because we're pretty much done. But then we also have all of these things here. before this another sentence. Opponent. Yeah, I think this is opponent. I mean, it's blurry as fuck. But yeah, this is opponent. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. When opponent, and then well, maybe it says the same artifact. So, I don't know. This is so blurry. I don't know. But this is when your opponent, and presumably, okay, actually, oh, this is sorcery. This has to be artifact. When opponent, artifact, sorcery, instant, gooms. Yeah, we're getting it, guys. We're getting it, guys. At this point, it was relatively easy to find many of the same words in the second ability. But if you really squint at it, in fact, you can see this is the vowel. This is the proof. This is the vowel used in third-person conjugations. This is the vowel used in second-person conjugations. Look at that. Look at that. We got it. Okay, so basically, so this is cast. So when your opponent, the same thing. When they cast an instant, sorcery or artifact. At this point, we remember that predators tend to have abilities that affect you and your opponent in opposite ways. To be perfectly honest, I was still a little bit skeptical that was the case here. But after I saw the verb to cast being conjugated in the second person in the first ability and being conjugated in the third person in the second ability, that was all the evidence I needed. It was talking about you casting spells and about your opponent casting spells. Finally, the chat came to the rescue one last time to help us decipher the last line of text of both abilities. It says, an interesting bit I've seen mentioned is that the first and second ability end in similar ways, leading me to believe either the second ability copies as well, or that the abilities might end with this ability can only trigger once. This ability might only trigger once per turn. That's probably it. Because I was like, we are done. So what happened here? So Jin Gitaxias progress tyrant, you're probably right. It probably says this ability triggers only once per turn. This ability, it should be something like what we've seen here, right? Okay, actually, check it out, guys. It makes sense. It totally makes sense. It's so cool. It's so cool when it's because look at this, guys. It is the same that from before. So what happens is that apparently in Phyrexian, that and this are the same word. And come to think of it, how do you say, let's check the ability marker. Tense markers, ability marker. The ability marker is this. This ability, oh my god, this ability, we were on fire, we were incredible, so much so that even my predictions about the lore also got confirmed the very next day. Is it because I think that the Phyrexians are trying to create a Phyrexian planeswalker. They are trying to achieve the one thing Jackmoth could never do.
The next day.
I don't want to brag too much, but I did call it on August of last year. And in fact, I have a couple more predictions in that video that haven't been proven right yet, but they probably will. The Phyrexians are going to all of these places, and they are looking for things related to divinity or to planeswalkers. For example, the reason Jin Gitaxias is in Kamigawa is because Kamigawa is full of technology, like cyborgs. The union between technology and flesh, but not in the Phyrexian way, because in Kamigawa, technology and flesh are in harmony, while in Phyrexia, technology rules over flesh. But anyway, I think that there's something Jin Gitaxias needs to learn from Kamigawa, something he needs of their technology.
The next day.
They are going to be able to create a Phyrexian planeswalker. And it's going to be really cool. And that card, well, because there's going to be a card of the Phyrexian planeswalker. And it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be incredible. That's what I think is going to happen in the magic story. And lore-wise, we probably know the exact reason they are in Kamigawa tomorrow, so not much waiting. We might even see English Jin tomorrow. Yeah, maybe.
The next day.
Okay, so I guess that's everyone. And this is the great work. The great work is complete. But anyway, so as I was saying, guys, thank you so much for being here, for all of your moral support and your advices and your ideas and everything. It all helped a lot. I think we did something great. I hope Wizards of the Coast notice us one day. My dream, one of my dreams, like my Magic the Gathering dream, is that because of our work in Phyrexian, they at least give us a preview card one of these days. And they don't tell me what it says. Like, they just give me the image in Phyrexian of the card, and that's my preview. And as my preview, I have to, like, that would be amazing. I'd love that. Anyway, hopefully that will happen one day. And if not, at least we had a lot of fun together. Finally, I had to make an image with our translation and share it to the community. And of course, in the image, I gave credit to my Patreons and to everyone who commented on the chat, because this would not have been possible without all of these amazing people. Thank you so much, you beautiful nerds. This has been an amazing adventure, and I want to thank everyone who is coming along with me. Because this is just the beginning. We are going to see a lot more of the Phyrexians, and there is so much more for us to learn. Thanks for watching. This video, like all my videos, was brought to you by my Patreons: Ottimo Tilsum, Daniel H. McGillivray, Matt Zweig, Marlo Brown, Valerie Hyde, and David Saunders. All my Patreons, thanks 1,000 times, thanks 1,000,000 times.